Hello, everyone. Welcome to Durrett Steak. Let's get started. This is going to be more of a basketball episode. Let's get started with NBA All-Star voting. So, as you know, the voting has started for NBA All-Stars. And I'm going to go over my All-Stars, who my starting five would be, who my bench players would be for the East and West, and then I'll even mention a couple of All-Star snubs that definitely deserve consideration. Um, Let's start with the East. So my starting five for the East, and the point guard was definitely the hardest one to choose because you could have started because you can have Trae Young, who's been doing very well. He started last year. He's doing very well this year. Atlanta's right now in playoff contention. You got Kyrie Irving. I know he missed games, but in the games he has played in, he's been really, really good. And then you got Jaylen Brown, who's technically a shooting guard, but I feel like he can also be the point guard as well. I feel like he's done really well this year as well. He's kind of improved to the next step. So I feel like any of them are deserving of a starting spot. But in the end, I got to go with the eye test and what I feel, and I feel like Kyrie Irving would get my nod for the starting point guard position. Then first starting shooting guard would be Bradley Beal. I know Washington sucks, but there's no denying how Bradley Beal is playing out at an all-star, not even all-star, MVP type of level. I feel like he definitely deserves to finally make an all-star after getting snubbed last year. Um, then starting small forward, you got Kevin Durrett, Nets. That's no debate there. Starting power forward, you got Giannis. I think there's no debate there. And then starting center, obviously Joel Embiid. There's no debate there. So now you have the bench. So obviously, as I mentioned, Jaylen Brown earlier, he would get my nod there. And then another player will be Trae Young. So you got two guards there. So I feel like um, it's definitely pretty good bench players right there. And then next will be Jason Tatum. I know he missed time with COVID. But you have to admit, in the time that he played like an all-star level player. Because this is interesting, because like whether it's injuries or COVID's, like I kind of treat this all differently considering on the situations. It's like just because they're out of COVID for 2 weeks doesn't mean you're automatically dismissed from making the All-Star games. It just kind of all depends. But yeah, so I have Jason Tatum making it. I also have Zach LaVine from Chicago finally getting an All-Star nod there. He's been playing really well. He deserves to be an All-Star game. I also put James Harden there. I know he's been in the East with long, but he's obviously played really well with the Nets. And again, MVP caliber level. So now that's it for my guards. Now I gotta go to the forwards, which I only have two forwards beyond the bench, just because you don't need that many forwards in an All-Star game, anyways. So my first forward is Jeremy Grant for Detroit. I knew he would take this All-Star type of level after watching him in the bubble last year, and he's doing just that with Detroit. Only reason why they've won a few games is because of him, and his play's done really good. And then the last one, and I got the center, Nikola Vucevic from Orlando. He's been playing very good as well, and that's because Orlando, not a lot of people are paying attention, but they should because, again, he's playing really well. So there's my starting five, my 7 bench players for these to repeat. You got Kyrie Irving, Bradley Beal, Kevin Durant, Giannis, and Embiid. And then for the bench, you got Jaylen Brown, James Harden, Trae Young, Zach LaVine, Jason Tatum, Jeremy Grant, and Nikola Vucevic. Connect for the West, so my starting five. Starting point guard, Steph Curry. The way he's leading the Warriors right now is pretty impressive, considering the rest of the roster's not that good. Luka Doncic, I know the Mavs are struggling them so far, but he's the only reason why they're even worth watching at this point. He's playing really well. I have Kawhi Leonard for the Clippers. I know a lot of people are paying attention to the Clippers, but they're doing really well. Like they're playing like they should have last year, and Kawhi's doing really good. Starting power forward, LeBron James, obviously playing really well, and then starting center will obviously be the Joker. Now a lot of people are saying Damian Lillard should have been considered for a starting point guard position, but again, I just feel like Steph and Doncic are playing just as good and leading their team and doing more for their team. I feel like because Lillard, you still have a bunch of other weapons on the team, but like Curry, he doesn't, so he has to do more type of thing. And then a lot of people say Anthony Davis deserves starting out as well. And yeah, he does, but the Joker just has been outplaying that much to where that's why he's not being in a starting position like he did last year. but nonetheless, Anthony Davis, Dean Lair are both on my bench for All Stars, obvious reasons. Paul George is there as well. I got Donovan Mitchell making an All-Star return again. The way he was leading the Jazz during their 11-game win streak, although he was out for 2 of those. But he's been playing really, really well. And now here's where things kind of get interesting. For the next one, I'm going to go with Christian Wood, who's been a really solid player for Houston as a part of their recent success. I feel like he's just been a surprise player of the year type of thing. I feel like he's going to win the most improved player of the year award. He's been playing that well. And then last but not least, I mean, let's go Zion. Have Zion in the All-Star game. And then CJ McCollum would make it, but because of an injury, I had got him as substitute, and for that substitute, I have it being Shai Gilgeous-Alexander from OKC. I feel like, again, Thunder, not a lot of people are going to be paying attention to him, but he's been playing really well. You saw when he was playing with CP3 last year, how his play was even taking another step. So I have him being the replacement there. So for All-Star snubs, you got Brandon Ingram, who was an All-Star last year. He could easily be in over Zion, but I just feel like from the eye test, I feel like Zion's just played just a little bit better than Brandon Ingram. I feel like, and plus more people will rather see Zion. Rudy Gobert is another also. He was All-Star last year. And he's definitely done some good things, especially in recent games, ever since Shaq's comments, not Mitchell basically, but at the beginning of the season he struggled so bad that's why I didn't reward him with All-Star. Jamal Murray, again, he definitely deserves it. He's been snubbed a bunch of times, but again, he had a bad start to the season, and I got to hold that against him. Devin Booker, again, he made his first All-Star appearance as a substitute last year, but again, he's been not only injuries, but again, I feel like he's kind of not regressed from the way he played in the bubble. He's not playing as well as he could be, but he definitely deserves consideration. De'Aaron Fox for the Kings, he's the only reason why I feel like they're relevant right now is because of him. He's been playing well, but again, he's kind of too inconsistent. And then D'Angelo Russell, same thing. And then for the East snubs, you got Sabonis or Brogdon. Make your choice either or. Both of them could have been in. Probably more Sabonis, both of them, but again, I just feel like Vucevic deserved a nod over Sabonis. It was between them two. Like that one, I struggled with the most: Vucevic or Sabonis. Julius Randle for the Knicks. Hey, the Knicks are actually somewhat okay, and it's because of Julius Randle, and also because of the coach. I feel like he's making a big difference there. Colin Sexton, you see what he did against the Nets, but the problem, and a lot of people think because of that he should be in, but the problem is everyone does good against the Nets. And he's done okay, like he's gotten better, but I just feel like, again, too inconsistent there. Same with Gordon Hayward, who's for Charlotte. I mean, you could Ben Simmons or Tobias Harris. You can go either or there actually. And Ben Simmons usually has made All-Star game. I feel like this time he'll finally get snubbed. Like I feel like not shooting 3-pointers and just kind of being low key, especially with Joel Embiid. He's clearly the number one now, stealing the show and all that. I feel like it's going to kind of hinder Ben Simmons' votes. And then Chris Middleton, who he made the past couple of years, so a lot of people think he should be in, and I definitely feel like he should be in as well. For me, it was either him or Zach LaVine, or even Jeremy Grant. But I just feel like, again, because the Bucks are not the clear number one dominant team like they have been in the past, that's why I feel like he may get passed up this time around. So there you go. So now, talking about Bradley Beal real quick. So I saw reports that there's not going to be from Woj, there's not going to be any trade offers anytime soon for Bradley Beal. He's going to stay put for now, but I feel like Bradley Beal needs to invoke what James Harden just did. I know he's not that type of guy. I know he's a loyal type of guy, but I just feel like, I mean, Washington has done nothing to make him succeed. Unlike Houston, where Houston tried to get James Harden, like they did everything he wanted to do and could do, but it just didn't work. So I feel like he should finally say, okay, I'm one out. And if that happens, I got my top 5 list prepared. Number 1, I got Dallas. This, in my opinion, the book has been written. Porzingis can't be your second option as a change of team, in my opinion. He's averaging to put in perspective, he's averaging 19 points a game. And right now, Tim Hardaway Jr. is averaging 17.5 points a game. And we know Tim Hardaway Jr. is not a second option on any team if you want to win a championship. So that's how, and it needs to be 20 plus, but specifically, probably it needs to be at least 25 plus to be a second option. So also, it's hard for him to show he's been staying healthy, so I just don't trust him. So now if you can get Bradley Beal to pair up with Porzingis, And Luka, now you got something. And see, Dallas has a bunch of good role players that they can give up, especially defensive role players like Josh Richardson or Dwight Powell or Jalen Brunson or something. And something that, because Washington, they desperately need defensive help, so that's what they can give up. Um, and I feel like, I know Mark Cuban doesn't want to pull the trigger right now because he feels like this is not with everyone back from COVID, the Dallas would get things going, but I feel like they should make the move sooner rather than later. Golden State's the next one. You may be wondering why, because, I mean, Clay will come back eventually. But imagine if you have Beal and then Clay Thompson and Steph Curry all together. Now, you're going to be like KD instead of Clay. You're not going to have much of a bench, obviously, but that's just a powerful duo there. You can get rid of Wiggins, obviously, get rid of the Ricky Wiseman. You can even get rid of John Green. And then, like, maybe a first round pick if you have to. And then if you could do that, then you're back to being like serious contenders again. Miami. With injuries, Miami's been a mess this whole year and COVID stuff. It's good to see a reflection to say, okay, is Hero our guy? Is Duncan Robinson our guy? Is stuff like Kendrick Nunn our guy? In my opinion, I feel like they should make a move now so that way they can, because their roster is presently constructed. They're not going to give over Brooklyn's big three, let alone the Lakers again. So I feel like they got to trade Hero and Dragic in the first round pick or something, and get Beal. And plus, I feel like Beal will fit in the Miami's culture, and I feel like he could be a good addition to the team. Next is the Clippers. The Clippers are winning, but obviously their bench is clearly not what it once was. You can trade Kennard, Lou Williams, Zubac, and maybe two other first rounders for Beal, and then bam, you have your big three that would be better than the Lakers' current roster. Because right now I feel like Lakers wouldn't have to deeply be concerned with the Clippers in a 7-game series, but because I feel like their roster is overall better, but I mean, if Clippers can get Beal, then that's a different story. And we know that Ballmer and Jerry West haven't been shy of pulling the trigger, the big moves in the past, so why be shy now? And last but not least is Indiana. You may be wondering why, because they just made a trade for LeVert. The reason why I feel like is because they're in win now mode when they made that LeVert trade, and since LeVert's out, definitely, by the way, hope he's getting better. That means I feel like they should go after Beal. Imagine Beal, Brogdon, Sabonis as a big three. That's a pretty underrated good big three that could contend in Brooklyn. I don't think this will honestly happen, but it's something that, hey, Indiana should consider it. A wild card team could be like Denver, but I'm not sure if they have enough pieces besides Mike Porter Jr. I just don't think they have enough to trade assets. And they might be thinking why Lakers and Bucks are not in it. I just feel like the Bucks don't have enough good pieces to give up, so since they just got Drew Holiday, I feel like because they got Drew Holiday, that means you're not going to get Bradley Beal. And then as far as the Lakers go, I mean, yeah, they can give up KCP, Kuzma, Tucker, Alex Caruso. They can give up those type of pieces, but it's just like I feel like that wouldn't be worth it, because I feel like they need those pieces, these key pieces, especially as the playoffs go on. You definitely need some bench, and I feel like getting rid of that bench there for Beal wouldn't cut it. Also, people may think, like, why not do Philly as well? Because that could be an option. Get rid of Simmons for Beal, but I just, again, don't feel like that's an option. So there you go. So again, you got Dallas, you got let's see, yeah, Golden State, Miami, LA Clippers, and the Pacers. Okay, so that's it for today. Thank you very much for listening to my podcast. Please subscribe to my channel to learn about me. Thank you very much. You all have a wonderful day.